Australia's ambassador to the US has warned Australia against getting too casual about our relationship with America. Speaking to Sky News host Paul Murray, Joe Hockey has heaped praise on President Donald Trump for fulfilling his election promises. He's become known as the Trump whisperer in Washington for his ability to have the ear of the US president. But in an interview with Sky's Paul Murray in the nation's capital, Australia's ambassador to the US, Joe Hockey, admitted it wasn't easy.
Everyone back home was quite shocked. And I reached out to then candidate Trump's campaign, and he had two policy advisors, Stephen Miller and Sam Clovis. I invited them around to my house for a cup of tea, and they said no one has spoken to us. No one will speak to us.
Wow.
Why are you doing that? And I said, well, I might not agree with some of the things your candidate is saying, but I think you can win.
In an historic moment for Australia, Prime Minister Scott Morrison will head to Washington for the first state visit to the US by an Australian Prime Minister since John Howard in 2006. He will also be given the rare privilege of a state dinner at the White House.
It is the greatest compliment the United States can pay to another country to put on a full state reception.
Talks in Washington are expected to focus on how both allies can boost their efforts in the Indo-Pacific region. Hockey, who has served as Australia's representative in Washington since the beginning of 2016, formed a crucial link between the coalition and the Trump administration during a tumultuous time in world affairs. He's played golf several times with the president since his arrival in the US, and last year he oversaw the installation of a new grass tennis court at the ambassador's home in Washington.
Donald Trump is a practical, outcomes-focused person, and Scott Morrison is very much the same. They're focused on the outcomes and the impact on people, and so they speak in behind closed doors, a common language. There are differences. Of course there are differences. But I think Donald Trump respects Scott Morrison.
And Mr Hockey had some sage advice for Prime Minister Morrison when it comes to dealing with the unpredictable man himself.
You've got to be utterly professional and cast aside your own views and just deal with what is really being done. And that's the Donald Trump formula.
Mr Hockey also warned that the Trump era required an unconventional approach to diplomacy that extended beyond boardroom meetings.
The key trap that we've got to avoid is being casual about our relationship with the United States. There's another America out there, and where, the danger is Australia can be too casual, too familiar with the United States. We are different countries, but we have in many ways shared values, and those shared values are the most powerful for, infrastructure for the relationship going forward.
Whatever the outcome of the visit, there's no doubt the world will be watching.